Now recognize the representative from Nevada, Mr. Horsford, for 5 minutes for questioning.
Thank you to Chairs Estes and LaHood, as well as our ranking members Larson and Davis. Yesterday, I sat down with representatives from Opportunity Village, a nonprofit that transforms lives for Nevadans with intellectual and developmental disabilities through training, employment, day services, arts, and residential support. I want to tell you a story about Vanessa, who proudly told me about her job at Nellis Air Force Base. For her, work is not just a paycheck, it is dignity, purpose, and belonging. And Vanessa's story is not an outlier. Every single one of us has constituents with similar expectations and experiences. Ms. Groniger, can you quickly outline the kinds of disabilities and conditions that qualify individuals for benefits from the Social Security Administration?
It's a wide range. It's very significant disabilities that can be musculoskeletal, your body, it can be mental impairments, they can be the entire range, but the basic idea is that these are significant and they are impairments that make it impossible, if not difficult, for you to hold very regular, steady employment over a long period of time.
And as I expect you'll confirm, what barriers most often prevent people with disabilities from sustaining full-time work?
I think that it's a lot of different things. And so for people, depending on the disability, it can be not being able to get to a job, not having the supports and services that you need to be able to support you as you're trying to work. And so I think that it really is around, it varies based on the individual, but it leads you to not have the support and ability to be able to keep your employment.
Yeah. And that's what Vanessa shared with me. She wants to do more, but she's concerned about the changes, particularly to the eligibility criteria and the lack of supports that are available for her and others like her to receive these benefits. Now, Ms. Groniger, when the commissioner was here from SSI testified in June, I pressed him to commit to keeping field and hearing offices open. He refused. What does that mean in practice for people with disabilities seeking in-person support, not being able to obtain them?
In-person customer service support is really critical for seniors and people with disabilities. Sometimes they cannot get the help that they need online or over the internet or over the phone. It really is important and imperative for SSA to have actual people that customers can go to. And for people with disabilities and seniors, this is part of how they're able to function and how they're able to, if they choose, return to work.
And what's so troubling is that every day it feels like there's a new bombshell report that's being published about efforts to reduce the efficiency of this vital agency or blatant mistreatment of sensitive data. Since January, they have taken a chainsaw to the Social Security Administration, pushing out more than 7,000 employees, about 1 in 8 workers. The fallout is everywhere, and I know my office has received calls, as I'm sure my colleagues have reported, about calls and visits from constituents who cannot get through on the phones, wait hours in field offices, or who are trapped in backlogs, and that is unacceptable. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to enter into the record and ask for unanimous consent a report by the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities entitled Trump Administration Poised to Cut SSI Benefits for Nearly 400,000 Low-Income Disabled and Older People.
Without objection, so ordered.
While just a proposal at this time, I think we can all agree that kicking our most vulnerable constituents off of their life-sustaining benefits is not a way to support the quality of life of these individuals, let alone to get them back to work. So I'm ringing the alarm bell now. This proposal by this administration should be dead on arrival if it moves forward. And I hope that my colleagues on both sides of the aisle can agree with me that it's time to put our constituents above the interest of those who are seeking to undermine the Social Security Administration. And with that, I yield back.